Okay, I'm back, and I'm almost finished with the Gemini moon compatibility with all the signs, and then I'll be moving on to Cancer. So Gemini moon with Aquarius moon, pretty compatible. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said in some of my other videos, it's certain signs that I feel like the compatibility works better in other signs, in other planets. Like Gemini and Aquarius compatibility to me is better when it comes to the sun sign compatibility. Now, they're compatible with the moon because they're trying energies, but it's just the fact that it's the moon. The moon wants to be intimate. The moon wants to be deep. The moon wants to be cared for. The moon wants to share sensitivities. The moon wants to be all of these things that Gemini nor Aquarius is not necessarily trying to be, depending on their sun sign. And that's the major issue here, because everybody, both of them are more about the way that they think and more about talking and communicating. The good thing is that these two are going to have this baseline understanding of each other and, understand the distance that they could possess or the space that they both need. There's not any really tight strings and tight ropes in this situation. I mean, I do believe that Aquarius moon may require a lot more attention than what Gemini moon is going to give. Gemini moon may be like, oh yeah, bravo, yeah, great job, you're so smart, to Aquarius moon, great ideas, but at the same time, Gemini is going to want to be free to put attention elsewhere. Okay, and the good thing about it is Gemini is the flexible one. Aquarius could be a little bit more controlling in this particular synastry aspect. Aquarius is more fixated. So Aquarius is going to be trying to think in terms, or the one thinking in terms of the long run of the relationship and the compatibility between the two, and really setting down roots. But at the same time, Aquarius is able to pick up roots and reestablish them too. So it's not, and Gemini is definitely able to be like, okay, well, fine, if I need to go elsewhere? And it's so much distance here and freedom here. It's very hard, because even though Aquarius is fixated, it's like I said, it can pick up and reroute itself somewhere else. It's very hard to really, unless the sun signs, is playing into consideration here. But it's very hard to really be like, okay, well, we are emotionally tied together. We are both emotionally invested. Because whenever you're not emotionally invested in something, it's easy to, have that distance. It's easier to separate. The good thing about these two is they're friends. Like, they could be real, true friends, and they can share a core understanding. Communication level could be very high, and they can be friends. These are two people that could really truly know each other. And that could be the same reason why they say, hey, we're better off as friends, or we're better off separate. Think about it like this. Most times, and I'm talking about in the world that we live in, people, because of the way that people see relationship is some sort of imprisonment of the person, really, of the person's emotions, of the person's desires. It's like, okay, well, you can't, based on jealousy and different things, and based on another person's feelings, but it's like, you have to be totally invested in me. You have to be totally on my side. You have to be here, to the point of where they have to lie to each other. People have to make up lies to each other in order to fulfill this need from one another. That's how a lot of times they stay together. They preserve the other one's feelings. Gemini moon and Aquarius moon sees that as an insult in a way. It's like, listen, like, if we cool, we're gonna be open. I'm not saying that they don't lie to each other, but I'm just saying, the fact that they know each other very well, they're gonna know, like, okay, like, oh, Jesus, I know the truth about the situation. Like, I know that you're cheating on me, or I know that you're interested in this other person. Or I know you got these friends. I know you put work first. Whatever the case may be, I know you like to travel. I know you want to live over here, and I want to live over there. And it's not that they can't come together to appease each other. It's that they're less likely to say, it insults my intelligence. Like, why do we have to appease each other? Like, we know what's going on. There's a lack of emotional debt in intimacy. So it could be like this friend vibe to where it's the desires for each other can just kind of like wane and be on and off and back and forth. And it can be like, we're together. They can both easily find things outside the relationship with other people that fulfills them in a sense. They could be distant too, like apart from each other, long distance relationships. But their friendship and the level that they know each other on, the ideas that they can incorporate to grow their family, to establish something, it's phenomenal. They can know each other like nobody else. They can really stay with each other over time. If they break up, they can stay friends over time. They can keep finding themselves coming back, communicating with each other. And, even if they move on and they're with somebody else, they can be like, dang, this person just doesn't understand me like Aquarius moon or like Gemini moon. Like, I can't really talk to them. And they can keep finding themselves remaining friends even after they break up or something, So there's a compatible element here, but I just don't know, like, intimately, I feel like they have to work harder at being that with each other. Now, they can bring all sorts of ideas and stuff like that and they can talk. The fact that they can talk, they can work through their problems, and they can talk about their emotions and their feelings without it being a very big issue. But I really say in this particular moon sign compatibility, the sun sign plays a very, very huge role. More times than not, an extremely huge role. Because that can make it or break it. Like, they can be friends, they can have fun together, they can talk about anything, they can learn stuff off of each other. But it's like, are you guys feeling awkward when it comes to being open to each other on an emotional level and getting real intimate and getting real down and dirty, you know what I'm saying? And doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow. And doing it. Like, can y'all break free and let that happen? And I'm not saying that y'all can't let that happen or y'all won't, but I'm just saying. All right, so this has been Gemini moon and Aquarius moon compatibility. I'm Butterfly to Light, and I'll be back.